breaking news, a gas leak gridlocking the 5 freeway near Castaic. Both sides shut down for hours.
We've been in line for like an hour and 30 minutes already.
Oh my
Just
God.
backed up, don't know where to go.
Trying to find a way, some people cutting people off, so people are aggravated for sure.
New video just into our newsroom captures the moment of the rupture. A loud roar can be heard on camera. Residents living in nearly 15,000 homes told to shelter in place. The smell of gas drifting far into other communities, bringing up bad memories for communities like Granada Hills and Porter Ranch.
The big question tonight, what could have caused this? Eyewitness News at 11 starts now.
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Tonight, the 5 freeway has reopened, but the investigation into how all this happened is just getting started. Good evening, I'm Liz Nagy.
And I'm Jory Rand. Within the last hour, the shelter-in-place order that had been put into effect was lifted. Air 7 was overhead when both sides of the freeway reopened just before 9 o'clock tonight. That shutdown caused gridlock for hours on an already busy holiday travel weekend. SoCal Gas confirming tonight as well. Significant land movement has been observed near the site of the natural gas pipeline break, but we don't know whether that caused the rupture or whether it happened afterwards because of it.
We have live team coverage tonight on this gas leak and its far-reaching impact across our area. We start with Eyewitness News reporter Abigail Velez live in Castaic tonight with the latest on this investigation. Abigail?
Liz, Jory, the command center has since left. The first responder presence is no longer here since that shelter in place has been lifted. But like you said, this happened on Christmas week on one of the busiest travel days of the year. And the 5 was closed for a significant part of the day, leaving drivers waiting for hours and people smelling gas for miles away.
We smelled gas as soon as we got into Santa Clarita coming from Fillmore area.
Really bad.
Yeah, it smelled really bad as soon as we got there.
That strong smell, reported as far south as Santa Clarita, was coming from a gas leak in a massive 34-inch natural gas transmission line in Castaic, near Ridge Route Road and Pinecrest Place. Do we know what caused this right now?
At that time, it's under investigation. We don't have that information.
Firefighters say the leaky pipe was under extreme pressure, so when it failed, gas shot out aggressively, kicking up dirt and debris visible to nearby drivers.
Because of the potential, we didn't know we had a potential of a major explosion. That's when we said shut down all, freeways in the immediate area.
That decision shut down both directions of the 5 freeway, the main link between Southern and Northern California, stranding thousands of drivers.
It's been, trying to find a way. Some people cutting people off, so people are aggravated for sure.
We came from the Chargers game, we stopped at Toppers, and we've been in line for like an hour and 30 minutes already.
Oh my God.
Just backed up, don't know where to go.
Some drivers say they were stuck for nearly 3 hours as traffic backed up for miles. Meanwhile, about 14,900 people were placed under a shelter-in-place order as a precaution, told to stay inside and seal up their homes despite a full gas shutoff by SoCal Gas.
Our hazmat team has actually tested the area and the surrounding area. They're doing more tests at the site just to make sure, but right now they got 1 part per million. In other words, we're safe.
Now, luckily tonight, fire officials say the situation is stable. They say there's no threat to the public, but people may still smell residual gas in the area. We also know that Governor Gavin Newsom has been briefed on the incident, and SoCal Gas will be at the site as soon as daylight hits tomorrow to investigate what caused this rupture. Liz, Jory.
Okay, Abigail, before we go, we want to ask you about some land movement near the gas leak that we could see in one of the aerial views. Were you able to find out from officials if any of that was related to this pipe burst?
Liz, great question. I also had that, and I asked it to LA County fire officials. They initially said no. They say their primary investigation would have unveiled that as soon as they got to the site. But we just heard from SoCal Gas about 30 minutes ago, and they said and acknowledged that there has been significant land movement in the area since we had heavy storms. So it sounds like they're not ruling that out at all. Of course, again, tomorrow they'll be there, so hopefully we'll have some questions then. But for now, reporting live in Castaic, Abigail Velez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, certainly something to keep an eye on moving forward. Abigail, thank you. Many of our Eyewitness News viewers have been sending in video and photos of the moments immediately after the violent rupture.
Some describe it as sounding like a roaring jet engine. People in nearly 15,000 homes were told to shelter in place. But tonight, as Abigail mentioned, that order has just been lifted. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam continues our team coverage tonight live in Castaic with that part of the story. Tim?
Yeah, Liz, Jory, neighbors saw the thick smoke and immediately whipped out their phones to capture it. What the? What the? You can hear the explicit shock and disbelief. You can hear that shock and disbelief that eyewitnesses saw this large cloud from the gas leak look like it was rushing toward their vehicle. Now take a look at this video. A viewer captured the gas leak violently erupting into the air. This was happening as people drove by. Just incredible. The sound of the gas leak could also be heard on doorbell cameras. In the top left corner of the screen, you can see smoke forming. We talked to one neighbor who heard the commotion. They could also smell it.
What went through your mind?
I thought a neighbor had left the propane tank on or something. And so I started getting ring alerts of people saying that they smelled the same thing.
Alvaro, how concerned were you for your safety when you saw this big plume of smoke and smelled the gas?
I was very concerned. I thought I should just turn off every electronic, every gas. I knew to close all my windows and doors.
Yeah, that was good advice. These images show people stuck on the 5 freeway in bumper-to-bumper traffic when it's shut down. Some drivers stuck there for hours. Alvaro, the gentleman you just heard from, said his wife could smell the gas all the way from Granada Hills. Now, she was stuck in this traffic on the 5 freeway for an hour and a half when the route usually would just take 25 minutes. That shelter-in-place order has now been lifted and the freeway is back open, but neighbors here are left wondering why this gas line broke. Tim Pulliam, ABC 7, Eyewitness News.
Okay, Tim, as we mentioned, the smell of that gas leak was wide-ranging and due in part to the wind.
Yeah, it can pick it up and carry it very far. That's something we learned about a decade ago, something we'll get to shortly. First, Nico Kazuri continues our team coverage with how today's wind played a factor. Nico.
Yeah, Liz and Dory. So looking at the wind speeds right now, it's a southerly wind. So I'm really not surprised that people in that area could smell the wind. The wind was really just carrying all of that smell with it. But looking at the wind gust graphic right now, the closest monitor we have to the area is the Santa Clarita monitor. And you can see things are looking much better right now, about 10-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But again, we are talking about Santa Ana winds as early as tomorrow. So we're tracking another Santa Ana wind event. I mean, I'm glad that this event didn't happen tomorrow because it'd be way stronger. I'm sure folks all over could smell it, but it happened tonight. So it's not as significant as if it were to happen tomorrow. This is a look at what's going to happen as we head into tomorrow. We're talking about wind gusts anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour in the afternoon and really just being sticking with us pretty much all day and staying heavy throughout the afternoon into the evening. We're talking about those wind gusts anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour pretty much all of tomorrow and heading into Monday. So again, this is a Santa Ana wind event starting tomorrow. We're going to talk more about that and the areas that are the most affected by the Santa Ana winds coming up in my full forecast.
Okay, Niku, thank you. LA Mayor Karen Bass and her team are also monitoring that gas leak tonight. Mayor Bass said in a statement, in part, LAFD and LA County report that it is not harmful and poses no immediate danger to city residents. Our LAFD hazardous materials personnel are monitoring air quality in 3 key locations. The city is coordinating with LA County to anticipate any potential impacts and ensure the safety of our residents.
And today's gas leak and where it happened was pretty triggering for a lot of people living in the North San Fernando Valley. It was back in 2015. The Aliso Canyon gas storage facility suffered a blowout. It turned into the largest natural gas leak in our nation's history. For 4 months, tens of thousands of tons of noxious gases were sent into the surrounding communities of Porter Ranch, Granada Hills, and beyond. Residents suffered headaches, rashes, and nosebleeds. Their pets died, schools closed, and thousands were forced to leave their homes and find temporary housing. Many residents say they are still suffering effects of this blowout to this day.
Again, there are still a lot of questions unanswered tonight, but let's recap what we know so far. The natural gas leak burst just after 4 this afternoon near Ridge Route Road and Pinecrest Place. Both lanes of the 5 freeway were shut down for hours. People living in almost 15,000 homes were told to shelter in place, but that order has since been lifted tonight. The exact cause of this gas leak is still unknown, but we'll continue to bring you any updates as they become available to us.